This is Jam Nation.
With Jonesy and Amanda.
Check my name.
Okay.
Baby, how you
I was going to read this intro and I'm going to try and get through it. And we were just laughing a second ago, but for 11 years, I haven't just been part of a TV show, I've been part of a family with the guys from the living room. Our show's been rested for a year, and I don't know what that means in television terms. I don't know whether in a year's time we come back. We'd love to, because this is a show that is amazing and we all love it so much. The living room, the guys here. Brendan, will you introduce them so I don't have to cry on anymore on the
Barry
radio?
Bois, Chris Brown, Miguel Maestre. Hello.
Hello.
Boys, and it is, Amanda and I put myself in the perspective of you guys. If they suddenly said, you've got to stop doing this show for a year or whatever, I would be devastated because I love hanging out with Amanda. So I can imagine with a TV show, and for me, I don't understand TV. This is why I don't work in it, because I've certainly dabbled on the periphery, but they seem to make crazy decisions. This is a crazy decision, surely.
Well, look, it seems a little odd, but I don't know.
We don't want to be ungracious because
No,
we've had 11 great years.
Yeah, and I think, look, we've always done it for the one reason. We've talked about all of us having different opportunities and different things, different directions we could have gone, but we've always done it, I guess, for two reasons. One is the people who stop us in the street, who always want to talk about the show. We adore those people who have been supporters of the living room, but also we do it because for us it's not a TV gig. It's a Friday night catch up with your best friends.
It's a life gig, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a week. It's not a week goes by on that show where we don't say to each other, "We're the luckiest people on earth." Now I'm going to cry. The fact is, we are the luckiest people on earth, and we're about to lose that bond.
Well, we
on
won't
TV,
lose on TV.
No, Barry, we know, but don't see it like that. I'm trying to be really positive. First thing, it's taken 11 years to see Barry Dubois and Gringo talking in the radio. They talk so well in the microphone. It's amazing. I mean, I'm fascinated and mind-blowing right now. Gringo, you look so good with the radio ears, and you as well, Barry. But, I think, I agree with you, Amanda. It's like being not sad because it's finished. I can saying this sentence in my head. Don't be sad because it's finished. Be really happy because it happened. Yeah. With a
Could you
little
not spit so much?
I'm not
out?
sorry. Jonesy's is running away when I was spinning.
Me a Santa, you a Santa?
But the thing is, tonight's show is such a ripper. It's a Christmas show, so there's lots of food, there's pets, there's how-to, there's a whole lot of the usual living room stuff. But the last segment is us looking back at 11 years. And hasn't it been great? Great. All of us, all four of us went the blub.
Well, can I ask, or
even
Chris Brown.
Even Gringo.
You didn't think tears could weep from, but they do. But the living room, I think, has brought us so much. It's taught us so much. You know, we've all become fluent in the unique language of Miguel. Yeah.
We've like coming again, sip shit, the fact shit.
Don't do the list,
If you've never seen the show, that would be a very interesting 10 seconds of your life. Yeah. Barry, we've heard stories. We've learnt so much. We've learnt phrases like "long story short," "my word," and
takes
me
back
Amanda?
to the 80s.
Well, Barry's the greatest black catter in the history of the world. And the old saying, it's an Australian thing, if you don't, not for me, you say, I've got a black cat. Barry will say, my cat's blacker.
But it will
Any
be.
story that you have.
True.
It's true. And you can always back it. It is true. You can always back it.
And I didn't know it was possible to meet such a professional, such a lovely, such a caring, beautiful woman in my life, and I didn't know it was possible for that person to have a morbidly obese dog. But you showed me how. You showed all of us how it was possible to have that balance in life. And
can I say what I find fascinating with you, Chris, is that you and Miguel, who would ever have picked that you would become friends? Such different people. And what were you saying on your very first trip together when you first met each other? How did Miguel dress?
No, we had a sponsored trip to Chile, right? And so they flew us business class, which was very exciting. And Miguel had never flown business class before and didn't really know what it meant. So he thought business class was for businessmen. So he had to dress like a businessman and wore...
They don't have them in Spain.
Wore a full suit to Chile.
And it was really hot.
Suit and tie on the plane the whole way.
And that's the longest flight.
14 hours in these really uncomfortable clothes.
16 hours
and
of doing
business. And the shoes were really uncomfortable doing business. But I'll have work in every kitchen around the world, Amanda Keller, and I want to say this. You've been the best head chef I have ever looked up to. You, the best kitchen I ever worked, the best head chef I ever cooked for. You have told me personally everything about media. everything I know and who I am today is because you, and it's pretty amazing that we had the chance to, you even just being here. I feel like family. We all here together, and I just keep thinking. Sorry, John's just thinking the word rester, right? I'm a chef, right?
Yeah.
When you cook a steak
rest
is
it.
beautiful. It gets room temperature. And it's really delicious. And after you cook it, and it's hot, and it's exciting, it's grilling. But when you rest it, it's when it just get really nice and soggy. And after people eat it. So what does that mean? That someone is about to eat us now? Because
Or
we've been
maybe
rested?
we're also being rested like a beautiful red.
Yeah. Definitely Miguel's the fatty cut.
That
of
does
meat.
remind me of a story, though.
Here we go.
Long story short.
Long stories. To wrap this up, though, from each of you, your favourite story from the living room. And I'll start this. I think you two, Miguel and Chris, in that giant zorb ball, without shirts on, going down a hill. It was possibly my favourite story on the living room.
Nothing like a confined space, and then your face landing in Miguel's groin.
Gringo's never been so close to a promo for a Spanish chorizo.
Okay, so that's my one, Baz.
So the first year we were on, Miguel did a story about mussels in New Zealand, and as Chris said, he turned up to a mussel story on a trawler, pink shirt, white pants, Peyton shoes, stomping across mussels. But I also love that trip we all took down the coast, you and me in the car, just talking and singing songs like we would when we go away on weekends together.
What about you, Amanda?
I think Barry with the snakes has been a running theme. Barry freaking out and swearing in the face of a 10-year-old Robert Irwin is one of my favourite moments. And Jimmy Fallon's production saw that, and that's when Robert Irwin started to go on the Jimmy Fallon show. But you and I freaked out, particularly you, just swearing in Robert's face and hiding behind the couch.
I think it was more the bowel movement.
Right. Okay. And what about you, Chris?
We did a trip to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and I think it was possibly the first time we'd ever done a full trip away together. Normally I travel with Miguel and just marvel over his mispronunciations. But it was all of us together. Barry had just finished his cancer treatment. I got to go for a surf with Barry, his first surf after his treatment, but we were all in a incredibly impractical Jeep for 4 or 5 days, and it was just a beautiful time together.
And what you touched on there is very important in that we have shared our lives together, and some of that has been hard, and most of it's been so joyous.
It's true.
As Miguel said the other day, every significant moment in our lives, the 4 of our lives over the last just over a decade, the 4 of us have been involved in from the birth of our children to sicknesses to kids going to university. Everything that's been important in these 4 people's lives we've shared together, not just on the show, in life. It's pretty special.
And Miguel, your favourite?
It's funny, we come back a little bit to the beginning, because when I first, in that trip to Chile, I didn't know Gringo, because Gringo was like Dr. Chris Brown, super famous. And I remember Sasa said, make sure you become friends with Gringo. He's like amazing. He's like Dr. Chris Brown, Bondi Bet.
The Bondi Bet.
The Bondi Bet. So, and I was in the car really nervous.
Advertised during Friday Night Footy, I think. You can put money on him.
I was really nervous in the car because we arrived and we didn't know it. It's true, we didn't know each other. And I'm looking at the Andes, like the mountains of
I think so.
and I'm looking at the beautiful Andes, right? And Gringo is looking at me really serious. And I'm like, I need to start a conversation. What am I going to say? So I put the window down slowly. I just remember like it was yesterday. It's like, and I said, because I used to call him Chris, no Gringo. I said, hey, Chris, can you smell the Andes? and Gringo look at me and say like, what? I'm like, the Andes, so fresh. Can you smell them? And it was such an awkward next 20 minutes. Gringo didn't say one word to me after that.
Well, that's because when you're in your suit, they didn't smell so fresh.
Well, guys, that was the time where I think I thought with Miguel, we've got something here. There is something we can work with.
Well, all I can smell is the success and
the stench of success.
And you're not going to be resting for long. I say this is a thing. Like there's other networks that are they kill for this sort of chemistry.
Totally.
And 10 want us to remain, so there'll be something.
Jonesy, can I just acknowledge one thing?
Yes.
We need to really.
Was it when I appeared on the living room at one time?
We need to celebrate
16 years.
Celebrate the unofficial 5th member of the living room.
I'm like the Stuart
talking about
Sutcliffe.
Barry's ego, but also,
And his hair.
Jonesy, you've been great as well.
And you've been a big supporter of the living room, and that's meant a lot to us. Thank you.
And those times that I went on at that one time that I came on
I think
the show.
twice and almost a half again.
Yeah, but that's not about me. It's not about
You've
me. It's
been a
about
big
you guys.
supporter, and we
You
say
have,
thank you.
7:30 tonight. The living room is taking a hiatus, but please watch it. It's a great show. To have you
It's a
guys.
great episode tonight. I think you'll love it.
Guys, take it easy.
Thank you.
Thank
mate.
you.